Hi everyone, Jen and Adam here, and it's time for a tour. It's been a little bit of time again, but this is a great time to show y'all what we've been up to the past few weeks.
The farm is literally exploding with blooms. We've completed a lot of construction projects, and it's time to give you guys a little sneak peek of what's going on here at the farm. Behind me is one of our completed construction projects this year, the raised beds. It's not totally done yet. You can see we put mulch in the bottom of our little raised beds, but for the most part, they're ready to go. The arches are all ready, and we're starting to plant a few things inside. So the cottage is exploding with color. We have our salvia in bloom. The false indigo is in bloom. Everything is blooming everywhere, and I couldn't be more excited. And last year, for the first time, I planted some hollyhocks, and the hollyhocks are just going crazy. So I'm hoping they bloom this year. We'll see. They're not a not a first year bloomer, but they're big and they're going to be amazing.
We know in previous videos we talked about putting our lavender in, and this is one of our new lavender beds. I know that we've showed the blank canvas on another tour that we did a little bit earlier, but this is it. It's in and installed.
One of them anyway. We'll show you the other one. So it took 3 adults an entire day to do this one field.
Yeah, which I think wasn't too bad. We knocked it out, yeah. You can't really see them too well, but because they're little tiny baby seedlings, but we've been getting our annual bed prepped and planted, and we till as we head down the row and are able to plant. But this is one of the things that we've been knocking out.
Yeah, there's a lot of great things in here. Ageratum, strawflower, all the eucalyptus.
Zinnias, of course.
Oh, yeah. Can't forget the zinnias. Gombrina.
Celosia.
We even had some perennials pop back up, which we were excited about. So all of the rudbeckia. And remember the peonies that we said would be in bloom? It's time!
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
So amazing. We're so excited for all the peonies. And you can see actually this tent up behind here. We're getting ready to have our first wedding on the farm for this season. This is where the reception area will be. That's why you see the tent up back there.
And of course, I think we mentioned before that we host weddings and events on the farm, so there's a lot going on at our little farm here. And another project that we knocked out is planting our dahlias. And a couple people have asked us how long our rows are, and we try and design 50-foot rows. It's just something that is manageable for us. It just feels better harvesting a 50-foot row rather than 200 feet of the same row.
It's a mental thing. And the other question that we got was how far in between the rows we do, and I guess it's about 3 feet.
Yeah, about 3 feet between.
Yeah. And then in this particular one, we planted it gradient. So we planted it light to dark. It's going to look like a rainbow. We're excited to share that.
I can't wait to see that bloom.
Ditto. And then in the middle are cuttings. So if you see a small section in the middle, that's where we've planted dahlia cuttings that we want to keep a closer eye on. So it's close to the barn, close to a water source so that we can really keep a good eye on them.
Now we're going to show you our existing lavender field that is starting to have some blooms form on it. Let me see if I can turn the camera around here.
Yeah, here we are. What's the date? The end of May. So we're a little early this year, but it's starting to bloom, and we'll probably be full bloom at the end of June, beginning of July, as anticipated.
We're excited again for this. It survived the winter really well.
Yeah, we didn't have a ton of dieback, and we didn't have a ton of plants die, which is fantastic.
Yep.
So by dieback, I mean.
Yeah. And we talked about having multiple fields of lavender. I know in previous videos we've showed you a couple different lavender fields that we were planting. And our other lavender is over here, and this is our new lavender bed.
Yeah.
That was just a big blank canvas of soil.
We had dahlias here last year, which you guys know, and now this year it's lavender. We've moved our dahlias to a couple different spots, which we'll show you. But yeah, this is the second field. 4 people one day.
Yeah.
It was a lot of work.
And actually, since we're here, we can rotate the camera
Oh, yeah.
slowly.
Let's show.
Slowly, because
Moving.
our dahlias, the
Moving.
other dahlias, are right here. We're in the process of getting them strawed and mulched.
Yep.
The straw helps keep the moisture in, keeps the weeds down.
And more cuttings will actually be going in here and the tunnel, which we'll show you. There's some amazing things growing in the tunnel right now.
Oh yeah. And I know I've shown y'all the Bachelors Buttons field that reseeded itself, where we're getting our first blooms coming up. And this has reseeded so well, I can count the number of weeds on one hand. So these Bachelors Buttons have done a really great job of choking out weed pressure. And our new giant wildflower field is starting to sprout. So we're excited to see this bloom for sure. And we're keeping it a surprise until we actually have blooms of what this is. So stay tuned.
Remember those trees, those surprise trees I told you, Adam? I was a little in the doghouse, but here they are. Adam got them all planted up, and our farm manager, yeah, we have a farm manager this year, Levi.
Yay.
Levi actually came in and fixed them all up and got them mulched in for us. So again, another surprise, but we have something cool coming in the next few years here with these amazing trees that we just planted.
Yep.
They're so beautiful. And a lovely alley formed to get down to the ceremony space down there.
And some of our other wildflower fields are starting. This one is little Bachelor's Button sprouts, which will hopefully bloom in a couple of months, or
I
I
don't
don't know when.
Probably a month.
They bloom when they bloom.
Yeah, and at the end of this row, we actually have some larkspur, which I'm excited about. I'm going to take it and dry it for wreaths and other dried flower goods.
And speaking of our farm manager lives on the property in this cool little camper, which is super handy to have someone else here full time. It's really nice. And I know we've mentioned in previous videos about our glamping tent that we were going to have, and the last time we showed you, we were just kind of finishing up the platform. And let me show you the finished product. Let me turn the camera around right here. There it is. There's our new glamping tent. I just need 2 treads that I need to finish on the stairs. That is the last thing, and this thing is ready for campers.
It smells like a new house in there. It's incredible. We love it. We're actually ready to move in. We're going to ditch the big house and just move out to the tent.
Yeah. Have fires.
Oh, just
get the barbecue going. And when we're done furnishing and getting the glamping tent all spruced up inside, we will do a tour of inside the glamping tent.
Yeah, we know you guys are excited to see it, but we really want it to look super nice before we show it to y'all.
We'll head into our red barn here to show you our next surprise. All sorts of surprises today.
The new still is here. Exciting moment. The still's here. Woo woo!
Woot, woot.
Boot. It's only been a few months.
Huh?
It's only been a couple months. Just kidding.
Just a few. It's
Maybe
only been like
8?
half a year. Yeah, longer. Thank you, Kickstarter.
Uh-oh, that doesn't look good. That looks like a bag of cats right there.
A bag of cats. I wonder if they give you a stamp.
Let's see this. Holy cow.
Arrived. It only took, what was it, hun? Like 9 months for it to get here? Yeah. It took a long time, but this is a result of our Kickstarter campaign and awesome, amazing people who helped bring that to life. And we just can't wait to do our first distillation on the lavender.
Oh man.
It's going to be awesome.
It is. It's going to take a lot to fill that pot though. That's 50
It's going
gallons.
to take a lot, yeah. It's a big still.
It's beautiful.
And we've been working on the different things growing. Like we mentioned, we were pulling up the fabric, and getting things mulched in. It just looks so much nicer mulched in as opposed to that fabric. See this row with fabric we still need to do. This is still here because we have to cut it out.
Yep.
Which we'll get to it when we get to it.
Slowly but surely, one thing at a time.
One thing at a time.
I keep telling Adam, 1 foot in front of the other.
Hey, just keep swimming.
That's the mantra for this year. We got this.
That's our mantra every year, just keep swimming. And it looks like it's going to be a good year for grapes. The Concords are looking amazing. Little grape clusters all over. There are going to be so many grapes this year.
Here we are in our high tunnel, and we have ranunculus, anemone, Bachelors Buttons, snapdragons, stock. All the early spring flowers are blooming in here. We're getting ready though, I don't know, in about 2 weeks, 3 weeks, we're gonna flip this and it will be specialty dahlias. So
we're still waiting for some things to bloom, like the stock right by Jen's head there. Well, that's Bachelors Buttons.
Oh yeah.
That is starting to bloom. And the renucs behind my head that are starting to get weedy because we're kind of getting close to being done with harvesting them out.
Yeah, but people ask us why we have Bachelors Buttons in here. It's because we did a U-cut bouquet for Mother's Day. We planted them in, I don't know, early March, just so that we could have enough material for the U-cut bouquets. So typically they don't go in a high tunnel like this, but we put them in here just so we could have bouquets for Mother's Day.
Yep. And that's our tour update of the farm here. We hope it wasn't too rushed.
It's like raining, we're getting ready for a wedding.
Yeah, we have a wedding rehearsal here in about an hour.
But we know it's important for you guys to see what's going on here, and this is the only wee chance we had to be able to record a little quick something for you.
And we're excited to show what we've been up to the past few weeks.
Oh, so many things. So there's more to come.
Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks for joining us, and happy growing.